We have firefighters from all over the United States, police officers all from the United States that go through that tunnel and retrace my brother's final heroic footsteps that he took to get to there on 9/11, where he gave up his life, like Detective Lou and Detective Ramos, while protecting this great city and this great country. And we'll do that every single year to make sure that we never forget and we honor the sacrifice.
Okay, that was the chairman and CEO of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, our good friend Frank Siller. The foundation, of course, honors and helps the families of those who were lost, protecting us. And now it is the moment we have all been waiting for, Mary.
We're excited about this. Over 25,000 people from all over the world are gathered here for this day, a very special day. I want to welcome in our guests today. Great to see all of you. We have America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani. I know you're going to help get this race started.
Yeah, for the 14th time.
14th time. Great to see you. Thanks so much. Alex Gorski, Chairman of the Board and CEO of Johnson & Johnson. Good to see you as well.
And, of course, Woody Johnson, owner of the Jets and the main man over at Johnson & Johnson. Good to have you here as well, Woody. Okay, are we ready to start this thing off? Okay, we're going to give you a countdown. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We talk about this being the 14th annual. I know I ask you this every year, but it seems to get bigger and bigger.
It does get bigger and bigger. Isn't that amazing? It started with 800. I was so worried about it the first time because the tunnel was filled with debris and it was very dangerous, but Frank wanted to go ahead with it. He talked me into it, and now I've been involved with Frank for 14 years. And first we took care of the families of the 9/11 victims, and now we're taking care of our catastrophically wounded warriors. I think it's a wonderful way to turn evil into good, like the Pope told us to do just yesterday and the day before.
Year after year, you see so many people come here from all over the country. What an inspirational message.
Well, I think it reminds them of what happened to us, but it also reminds them that good triumphed over evil. The Siller family took the loss of their beloved young brother, and they turned it into saving families, saving lives, giving men who have lost all their limbs the possibility of having a decent life. So good triumphed over evil, and we defeated terrorism, at least in that battle.
You see all of the firefighters here that retrace the steps, as you just mentioned, some of our injured servicemen who are back here. I know there are a lot of events in this city, all that take on kind of a life of their own, but this has really turned
into really special. Every one of these men, particularly the soldiers, have to be thinking, how brave was Stephen Siller? He was standing here. He could see the fire. He didn't stay home. He could have. He was off duty. He ran to the fire. He ran to his death in order to save other people. What kind of an example can you have for young men and women like West Point, the 2,300 cadets? That's what they're going to have to do for us.
And it's so nice to see so many people who do turn out each and every year. And as we mentioned, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's something that we're all happy and honored to see each and every year.
CBS for covering it, because it broadcasts it out to the entire nation. And we need to hear messages like this.
Can't get the word out enough. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time. Really, it's a pleasure to see you each and every year.
God bless you.
And this run is an emotional journey for all who participate. As we honor those who perished on 9/11, it's an opportunity to look back in reverence and look forward to the good the foundation is doing for many deserving people in Stephen Siller's name. The sound of 25,000 people running in honor of Stephen Siller and all of those lost on 9/11 is indeed a beautiful sound. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation took one of the darkest days in American history and turned it into a testament to the resiliency of the American people. The charity that was created in Stephen Siller's name has raised millions of dollars and helped thousands of people over the past 14 years. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is an enduring legacy of bravery and altruism that pays homage to the power of the human spirit. Stephen's act of courage is emulated yearly by thousands of people who literally follow in Stephen Siller's footsteps.
Chasing down a dream before it disappears.
The race is an extremely emotional day as thousands of people run in the footsteps of a hero. On September 11th, 2001, Stephen worked an overnight shift at Brooklyn's Squad 1. He was on his way to meet his brothers to play golf when the news of the World Trade Center attack came across his scanner. He turned around and grabbed his turnout gear instead of his clubs. Traffic was halted at the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, but that did not stop him. Undaunted, he strapped on 60 pounds of gear and ran through the tunnel and into history.
I'm sure he was running and saying, God, you know, I have children, but his job was to save people, and that overcame everything.
And when the building went down, I turned to my mother-in-law. I said, Nancy, I think I just lost my brother.
On that day, we lost 342 of Stephen's firefighting brethren, and our country was drawn into a war. Taking care of the men who protect our freedom has become the battle cry for the foundation. Their program, Building for America's Bravest, designs and constructs smart homes for the most critically wounded soldiers. These homes are personally designed for each serviceman to meet their specific needs with the latest technology, giving these heroes a new sense of independence.
Tunnel to Towers gave me one thing that I guess every single citizen wants to have. Freedom, your own house.
The Tunnel to Towers run started as a small grassroots remembrance in 2002 with 2,500 runners. It has grown to become an international event with runners coming from all over the world. The 14th annual race is expected to draw over 25,000 runners. The race is the highest profile and largest fundraising event of the year. They raise a majority of funds through corporate donations from GMC, Johnson & Johnson, the New York Jets, Home Depot, and Carpet One.
When we made the commitment to build many of these homes, I was very concerned at how we were going to be able to accomplish with these large, great companies coming on board. We're blessed to have them because now I know that we're going to get the mission completed and build all these houses.
They also raise funds by personal donations and signature events. This year, the ultra-exclusive Liberty National Golf Club was the setting for a fundraising outing and auction.
Sold to the young lady for $4 grand right there.
The event raised over $500,000 with America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani serving as the host of the event.
Frankly, you need a lot of money to build these homes for our bravest and our biggest heroes who, unfortunately, because of the Islamic terrorist war on us, these men have lost their limbs. They need homes that are specially designed for them.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has raised an incredible $50 million since 2002. One thing is for sure, the voices of everyone who supports the foundation are heard loud and clear. The Siller family certainly hearing these voices out here today. For the past 14 years, they have made a tremendous difference to thousands of lives across the country.
It's really incredible the work they've done over the years. You know, it's funny, Tunnel to Towers, really, they come to the aid of all New Yorkers in need. Never was that more prevalent than when 2 New York City police officers were killed. The foundation stepped in and helped them out immediately.
News in Brooklyn. A gunman ambushes 2 police officers, killing both of them just days before Christmas.
When New York City police officers Wenjun Liu and Rafael Ramos were senselessly murdered, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation reacted immediately.
We want to pay their mortgages off in full so they don't have that burden or that worry because they have enough to go through. But as important as the money part It is so important that we show as a community that we come together.
We owe these families. Please, be as generous as you can be. And it's going to make you feel so much better about yourself and about, you know, what a wonderful city we are, that we all come together and let's all contribute.
In less than 2 weeks after the initial press conference, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to call a second press conference with incredible news about their goal to pay off both mortgages.
'Cause I'm gonna stand by you. 10,000 people came to our website and donated or sent a check in. And we're so proud to say that we have surpassed our goal.
We would like to extend our greatest gratitude and appreciation to everyone who gave their generous contribution during this difficult time.
Nothing will ever bring my brother back. But just to know that my sister-in-law and the boys can sleep just a little bit better amidst this tragedy fills a little bit of that gap.
The foundation's efforts raised over $1 million and were able to not only pay off both mortgages, but also renovate both homes.
This is very special to us, to our family. You know, during our most difficult times, everybody had helped us.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation has supported New York's bravest since its inception, and this year's assistance to New York's finest was honored by Police Commissioner Brett.
It was very gratifying that the organization Tunnel to Towers, which was originally formed to be supportive of firefighters, that the tragic deaths of our detectives, Lou and Ramos, that it's part of that renewed bond of support for each other. They extended that support in a big way. This tribute certainly came out of that event, and we will be eternally grateful for it.
And Mary, just to be clear, Tunnel to Towers started out as a foundation that basically helped 9/11 firefighters and those killed on 9/11, but over the years it's now evolved to basically helping all of the families of anyone who is killed or injured, protecting us, which really just goes to say just how big a foundation, how important it is to this country.
Great cause. Let's now send it over to you, Lou Young.
Yeah, there's, for the first time this year, police officer banners mixed in with the firefighter banners here of those fallen on 9/11, and we also know that the fallen police officers, Lou and Ramos, were really financially honored by the Stephen Siller Foundation with the paying of their mortgages. With me is Inspector Joseph Gallucci, Counterterrorism Bureau. This must have really got to you.
It's great. It's tremendous that the organization is supporting the Lou and Ramos family. Shows that there are people out there that really do care a lot about what we do.
And some of those 23 NYPD officers, you knew them.
Absolutely, yes. I think we all knew somebody, but yes.
And to see their faces, what's it going to be like?
It's very emotional. It brings back a lot of memories, and it's just a tremendous thing that you know, this organization is honoring their legacy.
Inspector Gallucci, those banners are right up there if you want to take a look at them. And over here we have Lieutenant Robert Vogt, who's the nephew of Stephen Siller, for whom this race is really an honor of. And tell me now about the expansion of this beyond firefighters to include police officers. It really shows that you guys are kind of a uniform family.
Yes, absolutely. This foundation keeps evolving. First was about just my Uncle Steve Siller, then about all 343, the wounded soldiers, and now it's about the police officers, Lou and Ramos, who were unfortunately assassinated last year.
Thank you very much, Robert Vogt, the nephew of Stephen Siller. Wayne Cartwright, Brooklyn Borough Commander for FDNY. I'm going to send it back to Brooklyn.
All right, Lou, thanks so much, Mr. Mayor, joining us once again. I just want to quickly ask you a question about Wayjohn Lou and Rafael Ramos' family, what the foundation has done for them in their time of need.
Well, when I went to visit the Lou family, they told me they didn't know if they could pay the mortgage. I immediately called John Houvain, and John called Frank and John and I got together. And Frank used the foundation to raise $1.2 million to pay off their mortgage and to fix their homes.
What does it mean to you that this is still happening 14 years later? So many people out here.
It means that people have not forgotten. People remember. People appreciate the sacrifice made by the men on September 11, and then those men and women who are carrying that on today. So it shows what a great country we are, and in particular, what a great city we are.
All right, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Great to see you each and every year. We do greatly appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank
well,
you.
as you can see, the runners behind us, they're going off in waves. Mary, it's been another one of those mornings, not only emotional, but also powerful to see the people coming out, tens of thousands of people once again to support this foundation and Stephen Siller. Those steps retraced through that Brooklyn Battery Tunnel.
And now let's send it over to Maurice and Christine to take us the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. We're seeing some special people crossing the finish line right now, and you're just feeling the emotion throughout Lower Manhattan this morning. We have much more for you coming up this morning, including Vincent Pastore from The Sopranos. Don't miss that.
Absolutely. But coming up next, you'll hear more about the Building for America's Bravest program and the impact that these smart homes are making all over the country and for these wounded warriors. So stay tuned to Tunnel to Towers.